Hi everyone, Legend of Total War here. This is part 1 of my Medieval 2 Total War Blitz guide. In this series I'll be smashing the fuck out of the computer players, taking all 106 mainland provinces as fast as possible with the Turks on very hard difficulty. I'm going for the record here, which I think was 21 turns. However, I'm going to do it before turn 15. The ground rules are simple. The challenge is on Vanilla Grand Campaign version 1.03 with no modifications. If the game isn't hard-coded to prevent me from doing something, then it's fair game. Every battle must be manually dealt with. That means no auto-resolving. Naval battles excluded. Replaying tough battles and turns is allowed. There will be no console commands used. However, if you wanted to try this challenge, turning off the fog of war is no big deal. I wouldn't really call it cheating for this, since it doesn't allow you to move any faster, which is what this is really about. Alright, let's get this started. I'm playing as the Turks because they're probably the best faction to do this. All the Catholic factions have the fucking Pope getting in the way, which makes crusades a pain in the ass. Muslim factions don't have this to worry about. First thing I'm going to do is get the Jihad going. The trick to this is dragging out the Jihad for the full game so that we can exploit the movement bonus and the free upkeep. I've selected Baghdad because it's a dead-end province with no strategic value and shit income, and it's right next door to Mosul, which means I can take it at any time, even though it should be the last city I take. The next step is getting my generals off their asses and into the field for some wholesome genocidal fun. This is another reason why the Turks are good for this, since historically it's what they did anyway. Jalal is heading for Nicaea, no major threat there. Salih here is probably my most important general because his job right from the start is to get to fucking Arguin. Of course, if he takes a few provinces along the way, I wouldn't complain. I think Aleppo would be a good start for him, since it's right on the tip of his movement points for the next turn. I'm bypassing Edessa for now because the garrison is too painful to deal with and it's just not convenient. I'll get it later. Now that Salim is geared up with 8 units, he's the 3rd general on Jihad this turn. Tbilisi is nearby, but if I bypass it I can get to Sarkal a turn earlier. However, I want Tbilisi now, so I'm going to do a little trick. With just this piece of shit Allen Light Cavalry, I'll siege the settlement and have the garrison sally out at end turn. I'll go into more detail in a minute. Now Mustafa here doesn't have the resources to join a Jihad, but Adana is near enough that he can reach. However, the stupid infantry can't, but that's okay because they're shit anyway. Him and the horse archers are just enough that the garrison will sally out.
Forming up together, Sultan. Sultan.
These agents aren't going to do shit for me in this game, but I'll get them moving just in case.
As you will, Sultan.
Salam alaikum. Yes, Sultan.
With what little money I've got left, I'll recruit some garrison troops at Iconium and Yerevan and be done. Okay, so, as I predicted, the garrison at Tbilisi want to die, so let's indulge them. It says I'm at a disadvantage, but that's total bullshit, and I'll show you why.
Give the infidel nothing, you say, except death.
Units, await my orders. Light cavalry. Move.
Nobody ever said the AI in this game was particularly smart. These infantry are going to chase me no matter where I go, and that's retarded. Using that to my advantage, I'll run them around town, getting them exhausted, but my guys will be fine. Now I'll just charge head on and watch them rout. There we go. 3 out of 4 wet their pants just at the sight of me. Funny the remaining unit of archers wasn't one of them. It's probably got the general in there. I'll mop up these routers so they don't regroup and hit that last unit in just a second.
Only half the enemy force remains. We must pray they lose their will to fight.
It doesn't matter how many troops I lose in this because they're on Jihad with no general now. They're not going to be able to catch up to Selim, so they'll desert at some point. But if I take Tbilisi now, then it's still worth it.
For the moment, the fickle smile of fortune. Our enemy flees before us like a herd of goats. Drive them from the battle.
I'll just do some mopping up and end it there. And that was bloody easy.
All praise to Allah. This is a most crushing victory.
If you enjoyed part 1, there are plenty more to watch, as I'm covering every step of this challenge. Like and subscribe to my channel, and if you want, give the challenge a go. I'd love to see a community of blitzing get on this. It's a lot of fun.